So let's have a look how to operate the Mini Pro in manually mode and what we find under the icon of the chef's head. As you know, it's a fully equipped Combi oven, so it has the 3 cooking methods as the bigger generation as well. We have pure steam, we have combination, and we have convection dry air. Starting with pure steam, 100 degrees as a default temperature, perfect for boiling products like rice, vegetables. The temperature range is adjustable by tipping the thermometer from 30 degrees as a lowest temperature and all the way up to 130 degrees as a maximum temperature. So you have a wide range of different temperatures depending on your cooking application. Low temperature, low fan speed, perfect for proving, sous vide cooking, 80 degrees for poaching, 100 degrees your pot with boiling water, and from 100 all the way up to 130, it's called quick steam. It's an overheated steam, what helps you to cook really dense products like pumpkin, beetroot, in a shorter cook time. You can choose, after you're setting your cooking mode and the temperature, your time. And in the time, you tap the watch, you can choose between hours, minutes and seconds. Or if you want, during the a la carte service, you can set the Mini Pro to infinity. That means until you actually press the stop button, the unit runs continuously. If you have long cooking items or big pieces of meat, you can always use, instead of time, also our core temperature probe. It's a multi-measurement core temperature probe, so it will always measure the coldest spot on the whole probe length, so to give you an accurate result. And then, instead of using the time, you have tapping this icon, choose your target core temperature, for example 85, and the cooking cycle will stop at the moment the core temperature was reached, and you hear an acoustic signal as well. In all 3 cooking methods, you're starting from top to bottom, temperature, time or core temperature. Then you can adjust the fan speed in 5 levels. So if you have a fully load, heavy items, go on fan speed level 5 for faster, even browning results. If you have light items or really gently product, you can reduce it to level 1. It creates a nice, in this case, humid environment without being too aggressive from the airflow perspective. Then, as I said before, you can let the oven run in infinity during a la carte. We are setting up, for example, the oven on 100 degrees steam. And then I have this beautiful feature, it's called TrayTimer, where I can give each individual tray position an own timing during a la carte service. So for example, in steam, we could say now, I have baby spinach, 3 minutes for blanching. I have some broccoli, 6 minutes, and I also have a tray with potatoes what requires 35 minutes. The beauty here is now that the Convotherm Mini Pro would remind me or my colleagues all the time when it's time to take one of those items out of the unit, and it indicates me also the tray position what I have to take out. The feature HP Humidity Pro in steam I will explain in a separated video. Also, the features underneath here I will explain later on. Let's move on to the next cooking method, Combi steam. It's a mix between pure steam and convection air, and it's actually one of the most important cooking methods. That's literally the reason why you need a Combi oven, because nearly every product needs a certain amount of moisture to get better. Chicken for more juiciness, shorter cook time, less shrinkage. Sponge cakes for more volume, longer shelf life. Crattings, same. So here the beauty is, again, you're tapping the thermometer, the lowest temperature as in steam 30 degrees, but here the maximum temperature goes all the way up to 250 degrees. Time or core temperature as before in steam, same with the fan speed, same with the TrayTimer. Here we have HP Humidity Pro Auto again. Default is on automatic, where we have the best steam saturation, our culinary recommendation. But if you have the feeling it is too much or you want less, then you can adjust the steam saturation with Humidity Pro in 5 levels, like the fan speed in 5 levels. And in this case, for example, on level 1, you have much less steam than in automatic, than on level 5 in Combi. And depending on the product, what you're looking for, in this setup, for example, perfect for holding products warm for a longer period. So Combi steam, temperature range 30 all the way up to 250 degrees. Most product needs a certain amount of moisture. Our culinary recommendation is to leave it on automatic, and you don't need to adjust any steam saturation. Going to the next one, in convection air, pure dry air. This is the perfect cooking method for roasting, grilling and frying. We have the same temperature range than in Combi steam, 30 degrees as the lowest, all the way up to 250 degrees. Before we talked a lot about steam, how important it is, how it helps you to cook certain products. In convection air, if I want, I can leave the steam inside, but for roasting, grilling and frying, normally we need a really aggressive dry environment. That's why we have a feature now, it's called C&T, crisp and tasty. As a standard, it's deactivated. So when I want to do roasting, grilling and frying, and I have a lot of different items in there, they generate steam because they are raw, they are frozen, whatever. This steam cannot disappear anywhere. So that's why when we use crisp and tasty, for example on level 5, the maximum, we open the valve of the Mini Pro and all the humid air, can leave the cavity, and we have in seconds a really aggressive dry environment, what helps us to get the browning on schnitzel, on breadcrumbs, anything much faster without overcooking the product. What we also see here is an icon called air fry. This icon, this feature I will explain also in a separated video. So then we have the two pluses, what we see here. Let's have a look first under this plus. Bake Pro, our legendary bake-off features. This I will explain as well in a separated video. Then we got reduced energy consumption. This is something what is not common to use, but it helps you, for example, if you have a range of different equipment running at the same time, or you struggle with the power supply, then you can activate this. The Mini Pro is running on reduced power. Preheating, recovery, everything takes longer, but you can still use a fully equipped Combi oven without getting in struggle that the fryer or the other equipment is blowing off the fuse. Then we got also eco cooking. This helps you to reduce energy consumption on a long time cooking process. In this case, we also don't need this. Then under this plus over here, we find cooking step, writing profiles, sorting profiles and creating a cookbook I will show in a different video. LT cooking will be also shown in a separated video. This is our low temperature cooking. Instruction step or message step is great. This will be shown when we are writing profiles in this video I just mentioned. It helps you and allows you to give guidelines, instruction, or just guiding the stuff in the kitchen through the different steps of a cooking profile. We want to have a look now on the last topic here on auto start. And for that, I'm going back into Steam, and we are having now the scenario, we need potatoes, fully load, and we need this by 5 p.m. And potatoes have a long cooking time, normally depending on the size, let's say 45 minutes. We are adjusting the fan speed on level 5. It's a solid, robust product, no damage to this one. So now we have a day break. So your shift is going from the morning after lunchtime, then you have a few hours off, and then you're doing the evening shift. So in this case, because we need this, for example, by 5 p.m., you need to come quite early, 45 minutes just for the potatoes. Here, because it's not a delicate or sensitive product, it's a perfect example to use the Mini Pro in auto start. As mentioned, we are going on the plus, choosing auto start, and now I have two options, a start time or a finishing time. So we need, as I said, as an example, 5 p.m. So we are switching the time from AM to PM, setting up 5, confirming this, and now I can see on the display at 4:15 p.m. the Convotherm Mini Pro will start automatically. And then when I'm coming at 5 p.m. after my break, the 45 minutes are done, my potatoes are cooked, and I didn't have to come too early back into the kitchen. I'm confirming that. The unit is cold, that's why I can load my potatoes immediately. I close the door, And now we can see the unit is in standby and we have a timer what is clocking down. And I can see now actually 4:15 it will start. 45 minutes was the cook time, so exactly at 5 p.m. it's finished. So we stop that now as well. That is our auto start feature. And all the icons underneath here is how to write a cooking profile. As I said, you will see those details in a separated video. So this is basically how to operate the Mini Pro in manually mode. You got the 3 cooking methods: pure steam, combi steam, convection air. The walkthrough in all 3 cooking methods is exactly the same. Adjusting temperature, time or core temperature probe, fan speed, pressing start. In all 3 cooking methods you can use the TrayTimer, and of course extra features like Humidity Pro, like Crisp and Tasty, is only shown where it makes sense.